Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever Toggled Gamers podcast.
Take 2.
What?
Keep going.
Take 2, yeah, because we had a few technical difficulties. So this podcast is where we're going to discuss all the latest goings on in the games industry, AR and VR developments. Later in the show, Joe's going to be doing a special Lore of the Week section where he's going to be discussing all his analysis of the Remains of Edith Finch game, which is Lore Rich, one of his favourite games. We don't have a game to review this week, but next week we're going to be doing Life is Strange analysis once Joe has played the game, hopefully tonight
Or sometime over this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be streamed on Toggled FM.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, follow us, and you'll get a notification. Sean can't be with us this week, but hopefully he'll return next week because he's a bit busy at the moment. So on to the news.
Dumb.
Rockstar announced a 4-minute long gameplay video for Red Dead Redemption 2 on Monday, showcasing all the activities they can get to on the expansive open world.
Expansive isn't a word,
Is it not?
I don't think so.
Expansive open world, it is.
Okay.
Including robbing trains and banks and the improved Deadeye system, which originally featured in the Red Dead Redemption 1 game.
Yep.
During the annual Oculus Connect event, Mark Zuckerberg announced the Oculus Quest, a new standalone VR headset with 6 degrees of freedom through inside-out tracking. The headset comes with 2 Oculus Touch controllers, which will hopefully allow the headset to have Rift-like experiences. The headset will launch in spring 2019 for $399.
That's not a bad price for an entire system.
It's very
Wireless.
good. It's very good.
Very good.
We will discuss it a bit later in the topic of the week section.
Yes.
Mojang, I think that's how you say it.
Mojang.
Announced Minecraft Dungeons.
Oof.
A new dungeon crawling Minecraft game, which I'm sure Joe is very excited about.
Dungeon crawling game set in the Minecraft universe.
Okay. Don't get too triggered.
Don't trigger me then.
I'm sure that'll be filled with lore as well.
Oh, it will be. Don't you worry.
Good. There won't be a PSX conference this year, Sean Layden announced, so don't expect any more huge PlayStation news this year, other than the Game Awards show, which should have a few surprising trailers like last year. Then finally, Fortnite PS4 crossplay launched into beta this week.
This is really
Finally allowing PS4 players to squad up with Xbox and Switch players. And hopefully Sony will allow crossplay on a lot more games in the future, like Rocket League, Minecraft. There's tons of games, and there's been a huge backlash over the last couple of weeks because Sony famously blocked crossplay. Now, what's that sound?
Oh,
what can I hear?
What's that noise?
It's topic of the week. That was very, very cringy. But, you know,
It's all right. We're gonna do it all the time now. So
it's our first podcast. Practice.
oh yeah.
So we're gonna dive into the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailer a bit more. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is launching this month, 25th, I think. I haven't got it quoted. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's launching this month. Highly anticipated Rockstar game. The last Rockstar game was GTA 5, which is the biggest selling entertainment product ever in the world, surpassing any film, music, TV, anything. It's huge. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be just as big. The amount of development time they put into this, about 5 years, 6 years, maybe even more. It's developed by Rockstar San Diego, but it's a collaboration with all the Rockstar studios around the world. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Western open world adventure game where you play as a outlaw in a Western gang robbing trains, banks, doing hold-ups. It's a very detailed open world, as they've shown off in this new gameplay trailer. Every NPC you walk by in the world you can interact with, so a contextual menu will pop up saying, do you want to have a positive or negative response to what they say to you to anyone in the world, and then they'll then react to that. NPCs remember what you do, so if you kill someone in the open world, maybe a couple of hours later someone will come up to you and say, you killed my dad, I'm now going to try and murder you, or put a bounty on you.
How very polite of them. You killed my father, now I'm going to get revenge. Warning.
just so you know, not just a random
I'm about
person.
to kill you.
Yeah. So did you play the original Red Dead Redemption?
I didn't, no. No, it was a console exclusive, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It never came to PC.
No.
Doesn't look like this one is either.
Yeah, no.
It might do. Might be a GTA 5 like released, and then I think 2 years later came on PC.
Okay, maybe, but
maybe
considering the actual game hasn't been released yet, thinking about the PC release in 2 years is probably not worth doing. But I have seen people play it. I've sat with people whilst they played it, and I've also, this is probably going to be like a huge facepalm here, but I've played Call of Juarez, which
one?
Bound of Blood, something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Which I felt was very similar.
It was, yeah.
Which was, I really did enjoy that game. I really liked the standoffs in it, where you had to like hover your hand. You probably can't see this on the stream, but you had to hover your hand over your gun, not get too close, and then react really quickly. And
you do that in
really
Red Dead,
good.
as well. Yeah,
that was really, really good.
It's always good. The online is coming out next month, a month after launch. They're going to launch it into beta, the Red Dead Online service, which should be very similar to the GTA 5 online. I'm sure it'll be filled with microtransactions in some way, loot boxes maybe.
I reckon loot boxes.
Well, the shark cards in GTA 5, that was in-game currency you could buy with real money. But maybe they'll do something like a battle royale. Who knows?
We haven't actually talked about the COD battle royale in any of these. That was really.
Are you actually going to buy Black Ops?
Blackout. It has made me consider purchasing Black Ops,
but not confirmed.
I will keep you updated.
Good.
But it's for the first time in a long time, I might buy COD.
It's very expensive.
£50.
For you, you don't buy any games,
yeah.
So that's a huge amount. So the other bit of news I want to talk about is the Oculus Quest. Yeah, we're all big VR fans in the office. We all love the Vive. I've got a Vive at home, and Joe's got an Oculus at home. Yeah, we all play it quite regularly, mainly Beat Saber.
Of course.
And a bit of Rec Room we played together.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
the charades.
Yeah,
that's good.
So, are you going to get an Oculus Quest?
I really want to. Seeing it standalone, right? No PC.
No.
Exactly. I think it's worth the $400.
Yep.
Whether I can afford to get it or not. Does it have a release date yet?
It's spring.
I might be able to afford it.
Probably April time.
I might have to wait a bit to buy it. Wait till I'm full-time working.
Yeah.
Then buy it. But I definitely want to.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get one in the office.
Yeah. Play with it.
You can try it out and see if it's worth it.
Yeah.
The only two concerns I have really is the graphics performance. It's a mobile processor.
It's standalone.
One of these Snapdragon processors or something. So we're not entirely. It's more powerful than the Oculus Go, but not that much. I think it's like 20% more powerful. So who knows what the limits are with the hardware.
I reckon it's not going to be the same experience as an Oculus Rift.
No.
They've
already said 50.
I think it's just going to be HD Oculus Go.
Yeah.
Specialized content built specifically.
Yeah, well, they said 50 games from the Rift are coming over to the Oculus Quest, such as Robo Recall, which is quite a power-intensive game.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how much of a downgrade there is on the game, like graphically. Yeah. If they're the Rift games, but they're ported over, kind of like how PC games are ported over to mobile, where they're just bite-sized versions. It could do that. Short arcade experiences. Yeah. But I've seen videos. I think there's videos on the stream now of the Oculus Connect 5 event when they launched it or announced it. Sorry. They set up a huge, like 40-foot custom arcade play space where they had physical props around, where you could play Dead and Buried in local multiplayer. So you could walk around, and then the real world is mapped to the virtual world. And there's
that
no
video
cable.
is really impressive.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So yeah, I definitely think that would probably be a potential future for VR, where, you know, back in the day they had laser tag.
It's going to be this.
In huge warehouses or whatever. I think now they're going to have VR in huge warehouses, arcades, where there's physical sets that can be like moved around for different experiences. Yeah. And you can just play it with your friends, local competitive. So
you've got written down here, Beat Saber is a must.
Yeah, Beat Saber. If Oculus Quest has Beat Saber, it's
sold. Sold.
You can just bring it wherever you want.
Yeah.
And they definitely can, because it's so basic in terms of graphics. And
you can be wherever you want and beat your saber.
Exactly, Joe. Exactly.
Wherever you want.
You do it all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
You leave a right mess. Of sweat.
A sweaty mess, yeah.
The other concern I had was the battery life.
Yeah.
The Oculus Go is very good, but the battery life is about 2 hours. So the main advantage of the Oculus Go is the screen is really good. So if you want to watch films on it, stuff like that, we watched Avengers, I think, on it the other week.
You?
Well, I did. I took it in the office and I showed Adam it.
Oh, okay. Did you watch it on the Netflix app?
No. We downloaded the film and put it on it. Yeah.
Does it have like a video player?
Yeah. You can put any video on it, MP4.
Oh, that's good.
And you play it in a cinema, or you can change the environment. If you're playing in the cinema, the screen quality is so good. I mean, it's just like, if you want to watch a film, you can watch it in that. But as I said, the battery life is a huge concern. Yeah. It's only 2 hours long. Most films are more than 2 hours. 2.5 hours probably. So if the Oculus Quest, I would say it needs to be at least 3 hours battery life.
Would it be a deal breaker if it wasn't?
It would be a deal breaker if it's less than an hour.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
But 2 hours, probably okay, but I prefer 3 hours. So I think that's it for topic of the week.
Yeah.
No.
We can sing.
Before we continue, I want to give a quick shout out to the latest Humble Bundle, the Humble Overwhelmingly Positive Bundle 2, where you can get such great games like Subsurface Circular, Nuclear Throne and Soma for only £5, or your equivalent currency. You can also subscribe to Humble Monthly for only $12 to get instant access to over $100 worth of games, including Overwatch. Check the chat for links, which Adam should be posting right now. Now we are going to shuffle over to Joseph Shufflebottom, where he's going to discuss his Lore of the Week.
We definitely need a jingle for Lore of the Week, because clearly it's the only thing people come and watch for. So
that's the main thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's why we save it till near the end.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Lore of the Week. We're going to be discussing a game that I have played where the lore is beautiful. And I'm going to be starting.
The other day.
I did play it the other day. I played it on Wednesday or Thursday last week. It was very well. I didn't play it. I watched Emma play it, but it was very good to relive it, to see the house again. But we'll get into that now. So the game I've chosen is What Remains of Edith Finch. If you've never played that, and if you don't want to hear spoilers about that, don't listen, because this Lore of the Week completely spoils the game. Spoils everything about it. So if you haven't played it and you want to play it, or you don't want to hear the spoilers, don't listen. Just mute it and keep watching my beautiful face. What was that? All right, got a little bit of something in your throat.
It's my nose,
Oh, yeah, your broken nose, which it will be if you're not careful. Okay, What Remains of Edith Finch is the second game developed by Giant Sparrow, and it was first announced back in 2014 at a Sony PlayStation event. It wasn't released until April 2017, so it's still relatively new. It's about a year and a half old. At the start of the game, we begin reading a diary written by Edith Finch, which tells us about a house. She's returning to a house which, retrospectively, to people who've played the game, I imagine means a lot to. To me, it definitely does. To you, I imagine seeing it again brings back good memories, and it's beautiful.
It's a crazy house.
It is such a crazy house. Okay, so from the beginning, we were given the impression that the house hasn't been lived in, touched, looked at in a while. And we are immediately told that Edith's brother Lewis and her mother are both dead, which immediately creates sympathy for the character, which is good because we immediately feel sorry for her, and we immediately, I'm saying that word a lot. I don't know how many times I wrote that down. The main goal of this game is to travel around the Finch house and learn the stories of the family, their lives, and in the end, how they all died. The Finch family was cursed. They believed they were cursed, as every member of the family for at least 5 generations died in an untimely manner, which you do learn about throughout the game. There are 12 stories to play throughout it, going as far back as Edith's great-grandfather, I think, their children, siblings, their children, siblings, etc., etc. The gameplay design for each story as well, which you will see a bit of in the trailer. The gameplay is different for every story, which is very good. You're not just playing the same thing again with a different person and a bit of a different...
They all have unique mechanics.
They all have unique mechanics, that's what I'm after, yeah. So there's one of them which is very cartoony and comic-y, first person.
Molly,
there's the cat,
turns into a cat,
the cat,
and a whale, and
yeah,
a squid thing,
and an owl as well.
Yeah.
And it's just really good the way that every single story is different. The gameplay mechanics are different, and they tell such beautiful stories. So I think they were all very good. I wrote that down. Each and every one was very unique and very good. I did have favourites, obviously, because some were better than others. Some stories were better. Some gameplay mechanics were better. But they were all very good. Whilst playing the stories and whilst navigating through the house, Edith is narrating. She is reading that diary that you start to read at the beginning of the game. You really start to empathise with the character. They've got a really good voice actor for it, and you start to connect with the character. You feel sorry for her for losing literally all of her family. She's 17 years old as well. That's announced pretty early, so she's quite young to have lost all her family. About halfway through the game, we learn that Edith is also pregnant. So she's 17 and pregnant, and walking through this old, decrepit house whilst 22 weeks pregnant, which is a bit risky. But the diary that she's writing, the diary that she's narrating, is for her unborn child. So that becomes clear at that point, and when she starts addressing the reader as you. She's not writing it for herself. The last part of Edith's memoirs read, "My mum didn't like talking about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I find out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all of this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you, but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck, Edith." So that is the end of the game. That is what you hear right at the end. Edith dies on the 18th of January 2017. We're never told explicitly why, but it's suspected due to complications during birth. I know that for myself and Emma, who I introduced the game to, I'm not sure about others who have played it, but that came as such a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting it. When it got to the point of, I'm sorry, I won't be there to see it, that I was like, the fuck? Wait, what? Why won't you be there? I was rejecting the truth. It's like, this can't be true. But unfortunately it was. I am aware that this is a sad ending, obviously. Why do I like the game if it's sad? But I think Edith put it perfectly herself. We shouldn't be sad about it. We should be amazed that any of us had a chance to be there at all, to experience the game, and afterwards you just feel so good. It's really good. My rating for the game, I'd say 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's missing nothing at all. It's the perfect length. It tells a beautiful end-to-end story. Everything ties together perfectly. There's no questions unanswered. But they don't explicitly answer questions. They let you use your mind to figure it out. Like, they don't say, this is exactly how X died. It's implied through the story. And you figure it out, and you're like, wow, that actually happened. It didn't actually happen, but yeah. That's my review and look back on what remains of Edith Finch. And I think the name is perfect. You don't realise what the name means until the very end, when you realise that the thing that remains of Edith Finch is those memoirs, is her son, Christopher, I believe his name was. Hopefully the Finch curse is lifted and gone.
It won't be.
Well, we'll find out if they release another game, which let's hope they do, because they did a very good job of this one.
Which was your favourite story?
My favourite story?
Favourite death?
So I think my favourite story... I have different favourites for different reasons, like the underlying story, the actual gameplay, the look of it, that kind of stuff. I think my favourite one for its appearance was definitely the comic one. The Barbara's one, where she gets killed by the group. Yeah, which we think or her boyfriend
really
killed her.
Makes sense.
No,
how did she actually die?
It says in the they did a Reddit Q&A, and they said the developer said there was no exact way she died. It was up for you to interpret. So you can believe what you want to believe. So some people were saying that, you know, her boyfriend disappeared that night as well.
Yeah.
They say he killed her. Or they say that group of people that were in the house were, because she was famous, they didn't like her, they wanted her dead. Or others said that that murderer that was in the house was in those group of people and he killed her. It's completely up for interpretation, which is beautiful because all of them work.
Yeah.
It's up to your little mind on how you piece together the
little mind.
Yeah.
I think the boyfriend did it.
I did originally think the boyfriend did it. And I can see reasons why, but I can also see reasons why the group would have been haters, wanted to kill her. But I mostly believe that the boyfriend did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favourite for gameplay, probably Lewis's story.
The fish one.
The fish one, where you're grabbing the fish and chopping their heads off, but you're going into your own world as well while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's got a lot of different mechanics in one. You start off in a 2D world where you're just walking around, and then it elevates to 3D where you got a bit of depth, and it just starts to build up until it's an entire world. It's just beautiful, and then you kill yourself, which is not good.
Sticking your head underneath the chopper.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome way.
He did this because, like, recovering from drug abuse, because he was a user of the Mary Jane, sweet Kush. So yeah.
You experienced last week?
No, I didn't.
He was very depressed with his life.
He was.
He had a very boring job.
He
didn't have any prospects. He didn't have anything to look forward to in life.
No, and unfortunately that led him to do what he did.
Yep.
Which was a great shame. But it's only a game.
It is.
Yeah.
What about the Gregory,
the baby in the bath?
That's interesting.
That was interesting. There was actually an answer on this. He drowned in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Which was, I thought, what was mostly implied, but apparently people didn't quite get that. It's like he literally turns the water on and you see it go over him.
Yeah.
But, it was Kay, the ex-wife of... I can't remember it, but it was the mother of the baby when she left. It was her fault, deemed
She
her
was
fault.
getting a divorce.
They got
the baby's
divorced
father.
after he
But
died.
That's why she got a phone call from her.
Oh, yeah.
From her husband about
He-
the divorce, and then she started arguing,
Yeah.
and then walked off and left the baby in the bath.
And then he used his magic powers to turn the water on.
Magic powers.
It was the flying frog, wasn't it?
Yeah, but realistically,
He would have thrown
he
the
probably
frog.
thrown something in it.
Yeah. So that one was interesting.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't say it was my favourite bathtub one.
Favorite bathtub one.
It was the only bathtub one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was favourite for story or gameplay. Favourite one for... Did I do story? I did gameplay and... Aesthetics. I think gameplay, the cat one.
Yep.
The cat
the
one.
first one, isn't it?
No, I meant story. The cat one.
Yeah.
Because implied... That was the first one, yeah. It's implied that the little girl, Molly... died from eating those cherries, those
mistletoe,
the mistletoe berries, yeah. Because her mother sent her to bed without any dinner. She was hungry. She ate the guinea pig's food. She ate toothpaste, and she ate berries off of holly.
Yeah.
And then she hallucinated, which is why you play as a cat chasing a bird until you catch, kill, and eat the bird. Then you play as an owl, where you fly around eating rabbits. And then the shark. You play as a shark, where you're swimming around underwater eating seals. And the the answer is she did die from the holly berries because they were poisonous and no one did anything about it. She was hallucinating, which is why you play as the different animals, and she eventually died in a room alone.
To sleep. She died in her sleep.
Maybe. So
it's kind of peaceful.
We don't know the exact details, but one can hope it was just in her sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good story. I liked that one. It was the first one as well, so it was a good introduction to the game.
I think I would give the game an 8.5.
Okay. Did you feel it was missing anything, or?
I would have liked a few more stories.
Okay.
A few more gameplay elements, like the chopping one, the lowest one, and the Molly. I thought they were both the best gameplay-wise. I would like to have seen a few more of them.
Yeah.
A few more inventive gameplay. Stories, but other than that, it was really good. The playtime's really good, about 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours, between 2 and 3 hours.
I mean, that's perfect for me at the moment anyway.
Yeah,
I much prefer playing shorter games at the moment.
Yeah, me too. Closure.
I mean, Red Dead, I'm getting that, but
good luck.
Am I going to finish it? That's the question. Games like A Way Out, Life is Strange.
A Way Out was okay because I wasn't alone, but that's a different story. But yeah, I agree. These shorter stories, games, 2 hours, 3 hours, like Brothers.
Yep.
Very good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, is that Lore of the Week?
Yeah, that's everything I've got for Lore of the Week, unless you've got anything else to talk about it.
No.
You should, if you haven't played Edith Finch, I completely recommend it. It is life changing. It's
life-changing.
Very good. Like, you need to feel these emotions.
How did it change your life? How has it changed your view on life? Oh, here we go.
Cracking out the Edith.
Has it made you appreciate life more?
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
You have a short life. Make the most of it.
Make the most of it. Don't waste time. If you want something, get it. If you want to do something, do it.
Go travel the world.
Go travel. Meet people.
Stay in your city.
It's all games like this have a pretty good message that in theory are nice, but in practice are a bit difficult. But I think it's nice to be reminded. And I can quite easily see this game changing someone's life.
Right.
Very good. Maybe someone who's been through something similar.
But the whole family died.
Relatively similar then. Like just losing a family member.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got for Lore of the Week.
Okay. Well, next week we should have Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Completed.
Make sure you hit the follow button on Toggled, because either tonight or the weekend.
Tonight.
Probably tonight. I will be playing Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. So you definitely want to be tuned for that.
You want to see his live reactions, because there are a few references there he will get a bit giddy about. Gonna get giddy.
That counts as spoilers.
Giddy.
So shut up.
Giddy.
Because I think I know what you're implying at.
No, you don't.
But if you'd have said nothing,
you'd have a clue what I'm implying.
But now I'm thinking about it. If you'd have said absolutely nothing, I'd have gone in empty-minded. But now I'm going to be looking for those things that are going to make me giddy. You've ruined it.
You won't have to look.
You've ruined.
You won't have to look.
You've ruined the game for me.
Good.
Well, I'm not going to stream it tonight then. I will be streaming it on Toggle tonight, so make sure you.
So next week we're going to full review, a rundown of the game. We're going to have notes on the lore, the characters, how it compares to the first game. Is it better? What do we think is going to happen in episode 2, and so on. So give us a follow, subscribe, check out our Twitter, all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
to know when we're live next.
Yeah.
And that's about it for today.
Thank you everybody for watching. Remember, follow later on this evening.
Follow.
Watch me.
Check out our affiliate links, Humble Bundle, CD Keys, You get Edith Finch on CD keys.
Yeah, you
maybe,
go.
Quite cheap.
CD keys /toggle. Adam, he's done it.
It's in the chat.
CDkeys.com. Yeah, click on that link. Get yourself Edith Finch. Cry, and then send us a message saying how beautiful it was, and tell me it's changed your life, so I can prove him wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Okay, prove him I was right.
Okay, yeah, it's better.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.